Hello and welcome to my sewing room. I'm Tia and this is Dorset.Threads. So here we are back in the sewing room after last week's little jaunt to Farnborough for the Creative Craft Show. In my previous video I showed you a little look round with my friends at the craft show and the items I bought there, which was fantastic. I really enjoyed my day. So we are back in the sewing room and I'm going to update you on what I've actually been sewing. So I have a little time to do some sewing and I'm going to share those with you today. So first up, we're in a slightly different location. I've had a bit of a shift around in my sewing room. The sewing desk was previously under the window, which is that way in my sewing room. So I've got the natural light shining onto my cutting table when I'm manoeuvring my fabric around and putting the pattern pieces on and cutting out and whatnot. And I've got my sewing machine behind me and I've got a lamp here which is quite bright, so it all works out quite well. So we're in a slightly different spot. So as I moved things around in my sewing room, I came across a couple of work in progress pouches. I've got pouches here, as you can see, and I tend to cut out tried and tested patterns every now and again, zip them up into the bag and put them ready to be made. And they can be kind of a palette cleanser when I want to just jump on that and make something up. And it was this top actually that was in one of the pattern pouches. It's my beloved Donny top by Pattern Company. You know that I've made quite a lot of these, and this fabric is a Lady McElroy Cobra Corsage design. It's a very soft cotton, and I thought it would be ideal for this top. I actually bought it as a remnant with this in mind, so I'm really pleased that I had it in a pouch ready to go, and I made that up at the beginning of the week. I'll put in a little bit of footage of me full length so you can see how I'm wearing that today. So this is the blush colourway with all the snakes and bugs on, and I'm pairing that up with a pair of Saguaro Pants trousers by Pattern Company in a lovely raspberry linen that I got a while ago from Guthrie Ghani. So that's what I'm wearing today, nice and comfy. The weather has changed a bit, so the temperature's dropped, and that's what I'm wearing today. So as I say, it's a little while since I shared any makes, so I have been busy and making things and cutting out and whatnot. So let's get on to it. So after making this little top, I wanted to get straight on and use my August fabric from Beyond the Pink Door subscription box, the Think Pink box that I showed on a recent video. And I'd made up a serrata dress by Itch to Stitch with the view to maybe using the subscription fabric from Beyond the Pink Door. So it's this wonderful pink, blues, mauves, purples fabric, viscose fabric that came in last month's box. And this is a bit of a remnant, you can see, from cutting out. I did make up the serrata dress and I'm just so happy with it and how it's turned out, and the colours just look great on the dress. So let me just grab it. So this is my dress fully made up. I will put some video of me wearing it so you get a better idea of the fit and the shape of the dress. Again, with the previous one, obviously on this dress it has a very flattering V-neck, which is with the facing and then stitched down, which you can't really see in this fabric, but yeah, it looks great. And you have the bias bound armholes made out of the same fabric, and then 3 channels that you then put the elastic through to cinch in the waist. I feel like this one came out better than my previous one, purely because after making the last one, I then knew the construction and knew what was coming next. And I was just a bit more precise with my stitching in the waistband. So I did use the recommended 1 centimetre wide elastic for the channeling. And it just gives you this nice cinched in waist. I used the anchored pockets as I had on the previous make. Something I was going to do, because in this pattern you have the option to have frills on the armholes, so I did make them with a view to using them. I put them on, but I just thought I'm not very likely to wear it with the frill on, so I made the decision to not continue. So although I'd made the frill, I decided not to put them on. I actually did double face it so that you wouldn't see any of the wrong side of the fabric, but yeah, I didn't use those in the end, and I really love the version that I've done. And with a little top on or cardigan for the autumn, I think I can get a lot of wear out of it even through the colder months. more on that later. I want to try and look at my patterns and some fabric and think up how I can make some little tops to go over my little dresses. I was really pleased with my dress, and the next subscription box, the September one, will be coming out shortly. So I'm looking forward to that one and what the fabric, colours, type, everything in the box might be. After making that dress, I looked around to see what I wanted to make up next. So I looked around and found another work in progress pouch that was put away with this Donny shirt, and it was actually for the BF Patterns Bestie bag. Now I've made quite a few of these. They are quick and easy to run up. So I made this one up in the vintage washed cotton that looks like linen. It's the purple colourway from Beyond the Pink Door. I'd had it in my stash. I think I'd made a pair of trousers and I had half a metre or so left over, and it's such lovely quality. I wanted to make up a bag, and this colourway I thought would go with quite a few dresses. Actually, the Saguaro dress I've just made up with the purples and things would be ideal with this. So I had this one to make up. Luckily, I had black webbing still in my stash, and I had some other notions and things that I thought would be ideal. So I just kept it nice and simple with the purple on the outside and the black webbing. And in my remnant drawer, I found this lovely Lady McElroy Blush Blooms viscose that had some of the purples and pinks that I thought would pair up quite well. Popped a little label on there. So you've got the pocket that side, and then the double pocket this side, and made a little key fob for the inside. So that was a really enjoyable little make. No worries about fitting. I've made it lots of times before, and I obviously had it all cut out ready to go. So that's another colourway that I can add to my collection that will go with quite a few tops and dresses and things that I've got in my wardrobe. So I think I'm well and truly now thinking ahead of the autumn months, and I have a fair few French terries that I purchased at the end of last year with a view to using, you know, the following season. And I've got some children friendly prints that I was just raring to sew up for the grandkids. And one of them was a See You at 6 one with little doggies on it. So I used this one, see the little dogs? I used this one to make up a little hoodie for one of the grandchildren. So I decided to make up the mini page hoodie, which if you can see here, it's by Chalk and Notch. Just a child's hoodie. You can have the option of having elasticated waist or just the hemband. I don't know if you can see here. And you can obviously have a cropped waist or hip length, short sleeves, long sleeves, and it also has slim sleeves or the more full sleeves. I just wanted to make a basic hoodie for him. I wasn't quite sure on the sizing, but I've made the 2-year-old version and I will go from there. It needs to have a nanny grab to be tried on. So you've got the hood here, which has this lovely crossover at the front, and just by perchance it actually matches perfectly here. I mean, you couldn't have, you know, designed that better to fit like that. Got the long sleeves. I had the matching ribbon that I've also put around the hemband at the bottom, yet to overlock it. I haven't overlocked the hood yet because I want him to try it on, and if I have to make any adjustments, I don't want to have to unpick that. The only issue I have is I didn't have the forethought to think about matching the doggies up on some of the other seams. So we have a bit of a disjointed dog on one side, not too bad on the other side, but the hood I might think about recutting. Obviously he's going to wear it, it will be mainly down at the back. It doesn't show too much, but on the top of the hood we have some mutant dogs. So this one has no body but lots of legs, and then this one kind of has been stretched. I'm really in two minds of whether to recut the hood and think more about the pattern placement, because when I did cut it I really didn't think about the fact that the seams would align like this, or whether it's really of no consequence. I think I need to try it on the little guy and see how it fits in the first instance and go from there. But I'm really pleased with the fabric, how it looks. I like the See You at 6 fabrics. They I think they're based in Belgium, and they do seasonal drops. So you tend to get a spring, at least a spring or a summer drop, and then an autumn or winter one, if not more. It's one of those fabric designers that they only produce so much, and you have the UK stockists. And then when those designs sell through, you generally cannot get them again at all. They're just sold through. Just keep an eye out for their new seasonal drops, and I will tend to get the ones I like with a mind to even using them the following year, because you don't really see the same sort of cute designs available from anywhere else. So what do you think? Do you think I should recut the hood? Do you think a 2-year-old will care one way or another if he's got mutant dogs? Do you think other people will notice it? I mean, I notice it, but you do, don't you, when you've made it yourself? I guess I need to try it on, as I say, but yeah, where do you stand on pattern matching? That is the question. So as far as garments wise goes, I'm obviously in the throes of making the little hoodie for my grandchild, and I want to make some joggers, but they are straightforward patterns really, joggers and things. For myself, as I mentioned before, the serrata dress that I made in the Beyond the Pink Door fabric. So this has some lovely pinks and purples and violet type colours in it, and I want to have a little top that I can wear with this so that I can continue to wear it when you want your arms a little bit covered up. And I looked through my stash and I found the most gorgeously soft knit. It's this one. I think this will go really well with this as a little top. It's so soft. It has stretch here, not so much here, and I have a fair amount of it. I think I got this from So Me Sunshine last year. It's like one of those ones that you just want to stroke all the time. So I'm looking to see what I can make in that. Now, I've previously made quite a few Helen's Closet Blackwood cardigans, which the pattern looks like this. I've made quite a lot of the longer length ones and only a couple of the shorter hip ones. They're quite a straightforward make, and they do look really nice with a dress underneath. So that's one option that I could use the fabric for. The other pattern that I've got in my stash is the Wardrobe by Me balloon cardigan, which is this one. I've made it in French terry a couple of times, and you can obviously either have a round neck or the V-neck. I've kind of done it with the V-neck, and it has these balloon sleeves. I'll see if I can find a picture to pop in here, and also I'll put a picture of the Helen's Closet one in here as well. So you can see there are two different kind of vibes going on with the billowy sleeves or the more sort of slim look sleeve. So those are my two thoughts at the moment. I'm kind of veering towards a slimmer sleeve, but my mind isn't completely made up yet. I haven't decided. Or maybe there's another pattern that I have completely not even thought about that might be ideal for me to use. Do any of you have a favourite pattern for a little cardigan for popping over a dress? Let me know in the comments. That'd be fantastic. I can take a look and see if there's something I might like. Those are my two thoughts going forward. So next on my agenda of makes that I'd mentioned in a previous video, which go me, I'm actually doing the things that I said I was going to do, is the Claudia cube bag by Ellie & Mac. Let me just get the details. Remember, it was this cube bag that you open up, it has a zip going across the cube, and you can open it up and it lays flat. I make it for a little guy in our family who's going to have a 7th birthday coming up, and he's really into collecting things and squirreling them away in little pouches and pockets and things, and I thought he would really enjoy having a little bag like this that he can put all his bits and bobs in. He likes to collect things, and he's really into Pokemon. I've made a start on the bag. It has a fair way to go yet, but I've got as far as constructing the shape. So I've got the outside, inside pockets. So you've got slip pockets at this end, and then you've got sort of an elasticated pouch at this end, and as you can see it's a fair size, so when it's open he can put all his bits and bobs, lay it on the table. It does have side panels that will come up. You can lay it on the table and he'll have all his collectibles in there. Now I'm really pleased with this. The bit I'm worried about now is I've attached the zip. I've gone with rainbow details, and you see it holds its shape very well. I've got these lightning bolt pulls that I thought would go well with Pikachu. And it comes down to the sides like this. The bit that I now need to do is to attach binding to these edges. And I'm not entirely confident in my ability to do this. I've already made one attempt and unpicked it. I wasn't happy with it. So it's kind of sat in the naughty corner for me to go back to. The idea is that you want this flat so then you can attach the binding. I've got this black binding. I've got it on a roll that I had gotten from, I think, eBay or something. I've got it in various colours. So I've got the binding, and obviously that needs to be put on. But you need it flat to be able to attach the binding, to then attach one side, flip it over so that you're encompassing the raw edges, and then top stitching it down. But to get close enough to the zip pull, it needs to be flat. The moment I move the zip pull, let me just show you. The moment I move the zip pull, can you see it goes up into a V? So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get around that. What I might do is pull it further over, pull this part further over. But see, you can't lay it flat and have this pulled up here. I'm sure there's a better technique than the one I'm doing. And people that make pouches and bags and whatnot are probably shouting at the screen of exactly how you do this. But that's where I am at the moment. I don't want to cut something off and ruin my efforts so far, but it is kind of just sat waiting to be finished. I think once I've got the binding on, it's pretty much a done deal. It's actually really cute little bag, and I know he'll be really impressed with that. But yeah, I'm a bit nervous at how to proceed without completely messing the whole shebang up. I want it to stay a cube and not a squashed cube. Obviously I don't want any raw edges that will unravel, because he will obviously be opening and closing it a lot to get the use out of it. That's the point of it, isn't it? So yeah, I'm pleased with how it's gone so far, but I'm just kind of at the final furlong finishing it. And yeah, the binding's kind of got my head just not quite in the right place. I think it's these sort of jobs you need to be in the right headspace to tackle. But I'm hoping that I can just pull up my big girl pants and get it done, and reasonably happy with the result, and it'll be ready there for his birthday. So on the previous note of cutting things out that I wanted to tackle with the fabrics I've bought for a specific reason, I'm really trying to prepare and cut out the patterns that I had bought the fabrics for. If you saw my Farnborough Creative Craft Show, you can see that I bought a fair amount of fabrics, and what I'm trying to endeavour is not to just have them in my stash, but actually cut out the thing to make the thing, and then I've got the thing. I had chosen some lovely fabric from the Lady McElroy stand, which actually ended up being a Paul Smith dead stock, I was told by Raymond, and it's this denim that was in my previous vlog. And as you can see, I have cut it out, and I'm going to make the Mia Messenger bag by BF Patterns, which looks like this. So you actually use the fabric to make the strap rather than having webbing, and it's designed to sit on your hip. Obviously the strap length is all sort of determined by your height and how you like the fit. 2 outer pockets, which I'm going to make in the same fabric. And then inside it has, I think, a zip pocket, and then also a pocket that you could probably fit some sort of tablet or device inside to be able to carry around. And I'm going to give that one a go. So I've got all the main fabric cut out. So I've managed to cut the strap out the medium length in this direction. If I'd wanted to do the large length, I would have needed more length, which obviously is a kind of a directional fabric, so that's quite lucky to have gotten away with that. And I've ordered some lining fabric that I thought might tie in quite nicely, because all the fabrics in my stash. Could I find one that I liked for the lining? No, I could not. All the fabrics, but not the right fabric. It's kind of how we roll, isn't it? So that one's due to come, and what I might do is cut all that out. So I've cut all the outer out. When the lining comes, cut all that out, and I might take it to my next Sew and Social, because there's also a few people that have made the Mia Messenger bag, and if I get stuck or have any issues, I can call on them to help me out. So that's what I've been up to this week and my thoughts for going ahead, and I will keep you updated with what I'm up to next. And there should be a few things on the horizon that are going to be exciting and I'm looking forward to. And yeah, watch this space to find out all. I'm getting my head stuck into my stash that has built up from autumn last year and raring to go for those makes. So hopefully you can join me again. Thank you if you've watched me. Please consider giving me a like, a thumbs up, subscribing if you don't, and sharing to your friends. That'd be fantastic, and I will see you again here soon. Bye now. Bye.